Hi guys, I'm Megan Lane, the intuitive actress, and it's been a while, so I'm back. I have had a lot going on, a lot of change in my life, a lot. And change, I wanted to talk about change today because change can be really overwhelming. I'm just getting situated, sorry. Change can be overwhelming because we as humans are like kind of wired to not enjoy extreme upheaval. We're kind of wired for survival and comfort and going towards pleasure. So, how to make change pleasurable is really important because otherwise we just freak out and go into like fear mode or anxiety mode, and we will self sabotage and keep ourselves stuck in a cycle or stuck in our old patterns. So, um, how to know whether something is a change worth going for, you have to kind of check in with your stomach. I talk about this in a lot of ways because um, we get psychic information through body wisdom. And I've noticed that when something is something, it's like, yeah, go for it, do it, you get butterflies. Sometimes those butterflies can even be kind of violent. Like when you pull up in the driveway of somebody you love or are falling in love with, it's like, whoo, those butterflies will thrash a little bit. There's still a very big difference between the thrashing butterflies and the feeling of like daggers in your stomach. The daggers feeling is like, don't go down that dark alley. Don't, this is toxic. Sometimes you'll get sick to your stomach or like get nausea or extreme shallow breathing when something's not safe or when it isn't right. So I check in with myself. For instance, I've been getting back into dance. I was a dance minor I was a trained dancer for 20 years. And I've been wanting to get more back into that because it's just in my heart to do so. And I went to a hip hop class. I just wanted to try something different. And I did hip hop before. Like I've done hip hop. I've even performed hip hop before, or like street type of dancing. So I go into my class at my gym, and it's a substitute teacher who's just starting out, and he's a professional backup dancer. And it was so hard that pretty much nobody in the class could do it except for the people who were also professional backup dancers who already knew the routine. So I was like, I hung in there for 30 minutes, and I'm like, that's good enough. I got my 30 minutes of cardio in today. That'll do. And I took myself out of there because it didn't feel safe. It felt the daggersy feeling like this is not fun for me anymore. This is not pushing myself in a way that feels healthy, normal, healthy in like a reasonable amount of pushing. It felt kind of humiliating and kind of frustrating. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that to myself. I'm going to take myself on out of here and do something else next time. So, and I'm already in classes that are in things that are stretching me as a person. The things that I've been wanting to do, and I'm sure you can relate to this and make your own list of these things, it's been in my heart to do a lot of things. What is really scary is part of manifesting these things as happening or coming into alignment with them soul-wise is to write them down and make them solid. Like write them down. I talk about this a lot, but because it's true. That's why people vision board. It's not really about putting a Mercedes on a piece of paper. It's about coming into alignment with your dreams. For me, I do not do far away, long-term goals on there usually. I'll visualize those, but I put what's next, what I want my focus to be, how I want to be feeling on there. So, and you can do the same with list making. I implore you, write down what has been in your heart for a long time to do that you haven't done yet. And I talk about this on other videos, but get it in your calendar. Make it solid. Make it, even if you can't do it yet, put it down in your calendar anyway. Sometimes things magically appear that you write down. It's just one of those weird psychic invitation things that sometimes where you're like, I really want to go to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas. And you'll get invited to Vegas, or you'll win a trip to Vegas. So do write it down even if you don't think it's possible yet. So my point is, if you get those butterflies and there's things you've been wanting to do for a long time and aren't doing, or get, invited to do something that feels a little bit scary and you feel a little bit like, oof, that fear, anxiety feeling coming up, but it's something that you want to do. For example, like me singing with the jazz band again, kind of scares me because, yeah, I know I'm a good singer. I know jazz is one of my genres. I love it. I feel so alive and so in my soul when I do it. But it's scary because here there's so many amazing jazz singers, and I'm afraid I'm not good enough. You can go into fear of not being good enough. You can go into fear of what people will think of you, um, other people's expectations of who you are. There's always that too, and what will the family think? When you get those butterflies, and I did with my whole coming out as a psychic thing, um, and you've been drawn to something for a very long time, I believe that those things are not put in your heart for no reason. I talk about this too, but they're there for a reason. So you have to do them somehow. A couple of things to ease that or to make them easier to do is to just take one step towards it. Even if you can't jump all the way in today, you can look something up. You can throw something up on Craigslist. Hey guys, um, Craigslist or Facebook or whatever. Use your social media. Hey guys, do you know how I might be able to do this? The other one's talking to strangers and being open. I call this like the feminine energy. You got to be in the masculine too. The masculine, I'll explain masculine and feminine in more depth in another video. But we have both of those inside of us. It's not about being a guy or being a girl. It's like the traits of the action part, which is the masculine, which is like da, 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 the night charge. And that's like going out to places and talking to people and letting your intentions be known and creating action around it, creating some movement around what it is you want. So that's like if you want to make a film, you're going to be researching about it. You're going to be talking to people. You're going to be networking to build a crew, right? So you can't just sit and think about it all day. It's not going to make it happen. The feminine energy is that holding space for something to happen and being receptive to it actually coming in. So this is where a lot of people get tripped up. They're like, if it doesn't come in this specific way or this specific person or the specific way it has to happen, then I don't want it. So the feminine principle is also about being open to the miracles coming in a different way than you expected. And being open, like if your energy is shut down, if it's just when you're out and talking to people who could be incredible contacts, you could be amazing friends with them, they could push you towards what you want. But if you are like all closed off and like protective and frightened, people won't approach you. They will be like, ooh, they're closed off. And people feel that. It doesn't have anything to do with what you look like, how much money you make. I know we're taught that, especially here in Hollywood, but we're taught a lot of that. A lot of it, I promise you, it's energy. So it's about being open to when it feels safe and like, okay, well, this feels good, so let's go forward here. And those miracles can happen. My friend Laura is a like kind of the genius queen of this. I'm good at it too, but she's like, whoa. So I like being with her because we get a lot of things magically dropping into our laps when we're together because we believe in miracles. And she works a lot with angelic realm. So she's also a psychic. And it's like when we're out, we'll talk to a whole bunch of people. She's even more open than me. I'm like, ooh, I don't like the person. Sometimes I'm like, yikes, too much. But she's really open and she like has all these opportunities just constantly coming up. And it's like going with the flow of like what you're bringing in energetically and going, yes, thank you. That's the second half of that equation. So I feel like I'm rambling, but change, scary. Yes, go towards it. Go towards the things, and this is the challenge, going towards the things that give you the butterflies. Going towards the things that feel a little scary, feel a little bit out of your comfort zone. I'm sure you know what some of them are. And doing some of the things that are just in your heart that make you happy. And that you know make you happy. For me, animals make me happy. I need to be around horses more. I keep saying it, haven't done it yet. Need to be around dogs more. They just make me happy. So write some of those things that make you happy down. Put them on your calendar. The ones you know make you happy already and aren't scary, that are very comforting or very uplifting. Now put like 3 things on your calendar that scare you. 3 things. It doesn't have to be the ultimate, like, but it has to at least be 3 action steps towards it. I repeat these things because people need to have them repeated. I need to have them repeated. So if you're going into anxiety mode because you're moving up a level in life, just do it. Just go there. And that's it. I will talk to you all soon. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Megan Lane, and I will talk to you soon.